Now, Lyric is a hearing aid device that can be worn for months at a time. It represents the new generation of assistive technology here in Ireland. It's invisible, it's miniature in size, and gives a constant natural hearing enhancement around the clock, which is why it's becoming very popular among young and old people who have hearing difficulties. Now, joining me is Tony Whelan. He has hearing difficulties, and also with me is Chief Audiologist Anne Kelly to talk about the new technology. But we'll go to you, Tony, first of all. How hard was your hearing?
It depended on the environment, Pat. So if I was in a quiet environment, it wasn't too difficult. But once I was in a noisy environment, I literally couldn't hear a thing people were saying. Very frustrating, quite embarrassing.
Just a cacophony of noise.
Just absolutely, just
chatter,
a babble
of noise. Figure things out.
Exactly.
All right. And did you not think you had a difficulty? I mean, did someone have to persuade you? Look, Tony.
No, I knew I had a difficulty in noisy environments. I said, like, you couldn't not be aware of it. But for whatever reason, I did nothing about it for years. And eventually I saw, lots of different ads in newspapers and what have you for hearing aids. Wasn't sure, what are they or whatever. So I went to my GP. She recommended that I go and see Anne and did the hearing test, kind of confirmed one ear is a little bit of hearing loss, one ear has a lot of hearing loss.
And do you know why you have hearing loss?
Yeah, I started life as a farmer. So back in the day when once you could walk, you could drive a tractor. So a lot of heavy machinery.
Lots of noise.
Lots of noise, yeah.
Yeah, and it just damaged your hearing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. I can't see any hearing aid.
No, it's completely invisible. It fits right into the ear.
I've looked into your ear. I can't see it.
Yeah.
Are you wearing it in both ears or one?
Just one.
Just one, because that's where the requirement...
Exactly.
The requirement is. What difference has it made to you?
It has transformed both work and social life. So if I'm in a noisy environment now, I can hear pretty much as well as anybody else. I can follow conversations. It sounds like a very simple thing, but if you imagine being in a room of people and they're talking and you just don't know what they're saying, it's very embarrassing. You're constantly, sorry, say that again. And what I found was that, you say sorry maybe twice, and then you just kind of, smile or nod or whatever and hope you got the right reaction.
Yeah. This particular device, we'll talk about the technology that's involved in it. It's kind of the latest generation stuff, but no one would be able to detect that you were wearing it.
Oh, absolutely not, no.
Yeah. You never went for one of the clunkier ones, the visible ones, which you often see on people.
That's right, yeah. I never did. I was quite open to it. I wouldn't be terribly concerned about
about
the aesthetics. Not vain, hopefully not. But as it happened, this is the one that gives me the best results when Anne tests me, and so that's the one I use, yeah.
Now, Anne, let's talk about the different kinds of hearing aids on the market. I mean, there are different price ranges. You see, if you Google, like Google, you see a hearing aid for €250. You meet someone, they said, I spent $3,000 on a hearing aid, someone else can spend more. So what are the different technologies that are available?
There are several different technologies. Our devices now have improved so much from what we've had available in the past. A lot of it is also in the programming and the fitting. So you do need to get a proper hearing test, diagnostically tested, to have your speech and noise, your ability to hear speech clearly in those everyday situations.
So it's not just that you're a bit deaf. There are different characteristics, different frequencies that you might be missing.
That's right, and different devices that are best suited for your own needs.
Now, effectively, a hearing aid, I suppose, is a microphone that picks up a sound and amplifies. That would be the crudest.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
With the devices now, we're able to reduce the background of noise. We're able to enhance more the speech content, the speech frequencies. They're very good at adapting for different listening environments. So if somebody suddenly opens the door and 5 or 6 people come in, the hearing aid will automatically adapt to that environment to give you the best hearing experience.
Okay, so it's not just simply a microphone, amplifier and little speaker anymore.
No, thankfully, we've come on a long way from that.
Like there's a major micro-processing facility going on within the devices. Now, when this device came along, it's invisible. So does it have to be surgically inserted?
No, it's a quick, painless procedure. It must be fitted by a lyric specialist. So we size the ear, as we call it. We measure the depth of the ear canal, the diameter of the ear canal, to make sure it's fitted in the correct spot for that individual. Everybody has different length, diameter of ear canal.
Okay, how deep down is it?
We place the device just 4 millimetres from the eardrum. So it's quite deep in the ear canal. You can wear it your headphones as normal. You can use your telephone as normal. There's no wind noise. It's deep in the ear. It's not visible from the outside.
And how is it charged? I mean, it's a battery-driven device, and I mean, if it's way in there, how do you get it out to change the battery? How often?
You are correct. One of the big advantages with Lyric, it is the world's first extended wear hearing device. It stays in the ear day and night for months at a time. And the battery is encapsulated in the device. So when the battery goes, we take out the device and we replace it with a brand new one.
Do you get a little beep telling you battery is about to go, or an early warning? Because you could be in a critical situation and you have to hear somebody and suddenly...
A very good question. The devices would normally last up to 4 months. We tend to change our clients proactively 2 to 3 months before the device runs out, but normally you would know when a device is coming to the end. You can remove it yourself at any stage if you wanted to.
Okay, so it doesn't require a surgical forceps?
No surgical, there's no pain, nothing like that.
How does it last for so long, for months on end? I mean, is it one of those things that only uses power when it's triggered by sound, or is it always on?
We activate it just before we put it into the client's ear, and then the battery, because it's so close, we don't need as much power.
Okay.
And it's a
tiny little amplification.
Tiny little amplification, and also that gives a really clear, undistorted signal. A much nicer sound quality, more natural high frequency gain on the sound.
Now, I am suspecting, because I've looked on the web and I've seen what the different hearing aids cost, I'm suspecting this is expensive, is it?
Lyric is different to other devices. It's available on a subscription basis. So we would replace the device as many times as you need during a year's subscription. The subscription generally works out at €170 per month, about the price of 2 cups of coffee, but you get 24/7 hearing. You can hear at night, you can wear it in the shower, you can wear it exercising. There's no need to remove the device.
Can you swim with it?
You can swim, but we use custom swim molds.
All right, yeah,
because
you
it's not
block the
completely
water.
waterproof.
Yeah, it's not completely water. But I mean, in the shower, there's no issue.
There's no issue in the shower.
Caught in the rain, no issue.
No issue. Out on the golf course, the wind, no issue. You really forget you have a hearing loss with this device. It's quite different to anything else out there in that respect.
Okay, it's an extraordinary thing now. 170 a month, a lot of people will find that expensive. But Tony, from your point of view, you can clearly afford it?
Just about barely, Pat. But to be honest, it is one of those things, I suppose, with everything, everything is priorities. We all have a certain income, certain expenditures. For me, the hearing aid is... I would cut a lot of things out of my life before I cut this now that I've had it for 2 years.
It's been so transformative.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I would sacrifice other things.
If people want to have a go at this, and I would suspect it's for a particular cohort of people who are out there and busy. I mean, if you're not active, that active socially or in work, you mightn't bother. But if you are, and you think, where do they go?
They can come to us. There are 3 centres in Dublin. We have it at Anne Kelly Hearing. The device is available to try. You have a month's trial with the device. It's there to try out to see the difference that it makes for each individual. Interestingly, in the past we would have felt, is it for people who are younger, active? My oldest client is in her mid-90s. She loves Lyric. She had previously lost her old devices. She doesn't have to think about her hearing device anymore. She forgets she has a hearing loss, more or less. Also, there's another range of clients that it would suit. Sometimes people who have poor dexterity, Parkinson's, can really suit for quite a large portion of the population.
People who can't manipulate fiddly little things.
They find batteries difficult to manage.
And does it suit all levels of hearing loss?
It's suitable for mild to moderately severe hearing losses, and this is where most hearing losses, the range they would fall into.
All right, well, it sounds like it is a revolutionary product which tailors the way it processes sound to the circumstances that are being experienced by the hearer. And Lyric user Tony Whelan and Chief Audiologist Anne Kelly, thank you very much for joining us.